Let's see. Okay. Says we're live. Hopefully that is true. Hopefully we are good or bad or somewhere in between, whatever it is you want to be today. Uh, we today I'm feeling kind of Beary. We're working on a story with Bear character. Hence the poll for today. So the poll is in regards to what kind of bear you think would represent or resemble your main character. I chose 4 because I could get decent pictures of those 4. There was one bear that I really wanted to put in there, which was the sun bear, also known as the honey bear, also known as the dog-faced bear. And they are the ones that look like humans in a bear suit, but like super long claws. They're just like really odd looking bears. But I could not get a decent picture of one of those. So it is the silent 5th option. In case you and what I mean by I couldn't get a picture was I could not get a copyright free picture because this also known as the Malayan bear, Malayan. They are real odd looking. Not that any of my particular characters like necessarily, but like that looks like a little bit odd for a bear. And this was the one that went viral of like, I think in a Chinese zoo, they thought that this was like a staff member. But also look at their tongue. It's ridiculous. So yeah. So that's the 5th silent bear. Becca says, just realized that my Canva renewal still thinks you're in Canada. Lol, guess you should fix that. Yeah, that might make a difference price-wise. Although you may want to check and see what the price is before you. The exchange rate, is that in your favor or not? Of course, if you had your billing address still in Canada, and then that's no longer valid. But yeah, so yeah, I get it. But yeah. Okay, I suppose I should pull up the actual poll so that you can get a visual. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so the poll for today is, which bear would you say resembles your main character? Our mighty polar bear, and this could go for male or female character. This does not have to be or non-gender. Just definitely which bear. Non-gender, non-binary. There we go. That's the right term. My brain is not working yet. I have not consumed all of my green tea. That's the problem. So our mighty polar bear, our slightly confusing panda bear that should be a carnivore but just wants to eat bamboo. I have some kid characters who I think would be represented really well by the panda bear, by the panda cubs. They're adorable. Then I have the black bear and the grizzly bear. So, which would it be? Also, did anybody else pay attention to the Fat Bear Week that was last week? The finals were the end of last week. Who was subjectively the most chunky of the bears? It's quite fun to look at every year. So yeah, Fat Bear Week is a thing, in case you had not heard of it. It is a thing. Here's where I said hello. Becca said hi. Hello, welcome. Lynn is here. Good morning. Good morning to you. Kat is here. Hello. Hello, welcome. Up here in Alaska, we keep the Fat Bear bracket on the wall for the week. Yes. So did your vote win? Is my question. I did the Fat Bear Junior week, and then I missed the first. No, I got the first 2 votes for the first 2 polls in for actual Fat Bear week, and then we had guests, and so I got sidetracked. And then I remembered to check on the first to see who had won. So I was not doing a great job of filling out my bracket. So, but yeah. Yep. But a very chunky bear won, so I was happy. It's just, and also he managed to get that chunky despite a broken jaw, which is impressive. You wanted 602, but came in 4th. Gotcha. Yeah. Sometimes it's also just the pictures that they take that make a difference. I suppose they're like trail cams, really, but yeah. Yeah. Oh well, there's always next year. So that's what I keep telling myself. I'm like, I'll do better next year. So anyway, we need to do the doggos, and then we need to do the card, and then we need to get to it, right? Let's see, Monday the 6th. Okay. So for the weekend, we have Chia. She lost her ball under the leaves. Not sure what she did to deserve this. 12 out of 10 would appreciate if you deployed search and rescue preparations. So I don't think the ball is actually in the photo, but you could probably spend quite some time trying to figure out if it is or not. So here is Chia wondering where the ball went. It may still be in the owner's hands. You never know. She's so cute. And then today we have Millie. She just met the smallest dog she's ever seen. A little worried that if she gives them a kiss on the cheek, it would knock them over. 13 out of 10 for both pups. So Millie has met what she thinks is a tiny dog, but may not be quite a member of the canine family, but still very adorable. So those are the puppers for today. And we need a card. I also need to clean my desk again. Okay, well, last time we got the vulture. This time we got the turkey. Turkey is number 61. Give with gratitude and grace. Here is the turkey spirit. Give with gratitude and grace. It's got, I think, a stylized oak leaf crown. The turkey's message for you is that you always have the potential for manifesting a rich reality. The turkey represents generosity and a celebration of abundance through giving to others. Give freely without expectation, and you shall receive, for the manifestation of abundance is happening right now. Align with it by sharing your good fortune with others, whether you give money, loving guidance, the gift of listening, or kindness in any form. Immerse yourself in the flow of generous abundance, being a channel for the turkey and the desire of the spirit to see all beings experience the blessing of plenty. Give with gratitude and grace from a wellspring of love and compassion, knowing that the spirit will respond by giving you all you need in this moment and all moments to come. So there you go. Very nice and reassuring card. My mom is at the thrift store hunting their 99-cent bargains. So she just texted me about what size some of my besties' babies are. So I will have to respond to her in a minute. All right, let's go ahead and start with a timer. Hope y'all will tell me. Hopefully, the staticky issue and the video stuff has resolved itself over the last week. Hopefully, it's not as glitchy. Cross our fingers. If it does get glitchy, we will go back to silent timers. So just let me know if you are hearing a bunch of glitches and whatnot. So I'm good on Becca's end. Excellent. Good. Okay. All right, let's do this. One is save your document or pull your, okay. We'll see. This time StreamYard is giving me a notification and now it's gone. I don't know. We'll see. Pull up your document if you have not already started today or if you are switching documents. That's number one, save or pull up your document. Two is make sure you have something to drink. I have both water and green tea. So cheers. Three is straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And four is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes of our cute red panda in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the first sprint. How'd we do? Sorry, I had to write that down before I forgot. How'd we do? I got 568. Yeah, I had a couple before the stream, so if I have done my math correctly, I got 568. But not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. How did you do? Let's see. Also, Mama Maggie popped in and said hello. Good morning, lovelies. Good morning to Mama Maggie. Monique is here and says, hey. Hey, y'all. It's your dad's birthday today, so happy birthday to Monique's dad. You're out having brunch with extended family. Lynn says hi to Mama Maggie. I asked Mama Maggie how all the words October is going for you. Monique is tired from all the party stuff, but still have goals for the week. Your goals are to complete your reader's guide, which is what you're going to be offering as a freebie to people who sign up for your author newsletter at the book fair that you're going to this Saturday. Fun. Also going to be working on Drum of the Undead today. Nice. For Mom Maggie, all the words October is going okay. Stacy was dropping by to say hi, hit the like button, and vote in the poll. Excellent. Let's see. I asked what kind of information Monique is going to be including in the reader's guide. World building info, character profiles, and glossary. You took inspiration from someone in your Filipino-American author group chat who's going to be joining the same book fair as you. Her name is Lei Edrada, and she's the author of Sea of Blood, a high fantasy novel set in the high fantasy version of the Philippines. Fun. Fun, fun. Kara is watching a Drabble video about targeting new readers. Gotcha. Sorry. Apologies. Monique says, right now I want to figure out how much info I should give away because you don't want to spoil too much. I would say if you're including anything like Filipino folklore and mythology, you may want to include a little bit of information about that because that's always fascinating to me and kind of fun. So there's that. You should have some author info in there too, right? Like about you. If you want to declare what your next publication is going to be. Things like that. Lynn got about 20 words, but it kept getting interrupted by actual work. Gotcha. Mom Maggie is dictating your handwritten copy into a digital one, and it caught your first sentence out this one. Oh, no. Sorry. My bad. Gotta edit me out. All right. Let's do another sprint. Do we want to do spooky teapot timer? I think we do. Just means it'll be silent. But that's okay. Sorry, I apparently need to finish more of this green tea while we are at it this second sprint. Okay, don't forget you are going to need to vote in the poll if you have not already done so. You don't need to, but it would be fun if you weighed in. Okay, so let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. All righty. I didn't get that many words that time. I worked in my bullet journal, and then I read a couple pages in Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. Just because it was right there and it caught my attention. I was like, oh, well, might as well. So that was not a good, it was kind of productive in that I got a little bit done in the journals, but it was definitely not what I was planning to do. So impulsivity won again. Sorry. Squirrel brain, I guess. Monique says, I think I'll save the info about the actual vampire court for a later reader's guide and just go with character profiles. Jane, Andy, Gabby, Susie, the parents, the villains, the minor characters. Okay. Do you have character art for them? That could be a fun thing. I mean, I don't know. Are your reader's guides going to be digital? Are they going to be physical? What's the plan for that? Monique says, I chose Panda because Susie is half Chinese. Chinese Filipinos are definitely a thing. Yes, they are. CB chose Grizzly Bear because Bruce Banner could easily be one of those. Yes. Yeah, the Grizzlies are rather large, as are pandas. As are polar bears. But yeah, CB says, after Christmas, you're only going to be able to attend these lives on Fridays. You're going to be taking tap class, on a Monday night, which would fall during this time slot for you. Gotcha. And on Wednesday, you're going to go to an IRL writing group. Fantastic. Also, you won't be here next Monday because you're going to be at River Dance, which sounds fantastic, by the way. Fantastic and fun. Mom Maggie is headed out. Thanks for the sprints. Be blessed. Thank you very much. Same to you. Writing down the character profiles for the reader's guide. Excellent. You're using Sailor Moon's character profiles for inspiration. Gotcha. And yes, you do have character art for Andy and Jane. And they're going to be digital files. Excellent. Fantastic. That way, if you decide to update them later, you can. That's the nice thing about digital stuff. Sorry, my hair was bothering me. As usual, right? I'm at the point where I'm considering cutting it again because it's now yay long, which means that when I try and turn over at night, sometimes my elbow catches it and then I snatch myself awake, which is no fun. So I'm at the point where it needs a trim. At least a trim. Hopefully, I don't think I'm going to go as short as I've gone in the past, but it needs a trim. All right, let's do another sprint. Sprinty sprint. Let's do the doggo. Yeah, the hair is getting long. Yeah, it's, I mean, it doesn't look that long in the front because boobs, but in the back, it's down to the small of my back, which is usually where it stops growing. I think it's a little too fried at the ends. So either I would have to do like a ton of work to get it like super healthy and whatnot, or I just trim it. Which the lazier thing to do is just trim it, and that's probably what I'm going to do, to be honest. Part of the virtual book tour you're doing with other Filipino American authors. It sounds fun. It sounds great. Sorry. I'm not yawning at you. I promise. It's just sort of like one of those days where, for whatever reason, it's really hard to stay awake. It's just one of those days. And I had green tea in the hopes that it would be gentler, but we may have to go for something that has a little bit more of a jolt. I'm not sure. Okay, let's do a third sprint. Third sprinty sprint. Make it big. Okay. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. Now I'm over to the water. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back to that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure that if we need a break, take a break. Lynn says, oh, that's super cute. Are we talking about our ghost dog? The tail wags too, which is also fun. So here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
420.
Okay, that was our third sprint. I did good. I'm over 1,000, close to 1,300 actually. So that was a really good sprint. Fantastic. Yep, that was a good sprint. I liked it. Nice work, y'all. How'd you do? How did you do? Also, let me pull back up the... There it is. So I can have that. Monique had a question of, can you use face casting in a reader's guide, or would that be sharing someone's photo without permission? So technically, if you are using a picture of a celebrity, that image usually belongs to the photographer, but the likeness belongs to, the likeness and the depiction of the person belongs, there's certain rights that go along with that, especially if a celebrity or a model caliber person. You may have a little bit better standing if you use a Pixabay, or one of the copyright free, where you can use the content, and because you're adding something to it, you're adding the character profiles and whatnot. I guess the only problem is when it comes to your villains, because if you are adding a model's likeness, then there may be some sort of morality clause thing. So it gets a little sticky. So, because I went and looked up the Pixabay content information stuff real quick. The safest thing to do if you're going to use an actual person's likeness is to get a model release form. However, if you're short on time, you may have to go to a fan art or even potentially an AI, which is not necessarily the route you want to go. And also, it's pretty tight turnaround if you, it's kind of a tight turnaround if you have to have them ready before Saturday, because Saturday is when your event is. So yeah. So it's a little, that the issue of a model is a little sticky. But yeah. Because you don't know if you can commission somebody who can make art in time. Yeah. Yeah. But you'll see what you can do with Pixabay and with others. Yeah. Pixabay is not the only website that offers those copyright-free images, or ones that you can use even commercially in terms of you making money. But yeah, Stacy is home. Excellent. Hopefully the therapy session was good. You've not written today. You weren't planning on it. It is a rest day, but you are working on brainstorming maybe, which is nice. You just have so many places to be not done yet that you need to say no writing instead of trying to fit it in. Gotcha. Understood. Funky made it during that sprint. Excellent. Welcome, Funky. Hopefully you have coffee for us, because I am in need of some. I need a jolt of energy. That is for sure. Lynn also did some good brainstorming. Excellent. I am glad. Fantastic. All right. That was a pretty good writing session, despite me having a hiccup in the middle and trying to read some more of the Swedish death cleaning book. So still made some pretty good progress. Coffee locked and loaded. Excellent. I am glad. All right. when it comes to our picture for the day, our picture poll, we need to figure out how many of what kind of bear our main characters are. So let's see, we have 13 votes. Okay, what's 31% of 13? 4. Okay, so 4 votes each for the panda and the grizzly. Come on. And times, nope, that's not right. Wait. 3 votes for polar bear. And 2 votes for black bear. At least that's what the math says, if I've done the math correctly. So, not too bad. So we have 4 pandas, 4 grizzlies, 3 polars, and 2 black bears. That's not bad. It's not bad. Wednesdays is what kind of trickster animal would you have in your story? So which animal would represent a trickster in your work in progress? And I know there's more, but these were the ones that I chose. The raven / crow, the fox, the coyote, and the tanuki, which is the raccoon dog. So there you go. That's your sneak peek at the poll for Wednesday. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to save. I can't believe we're already 1 week into 1 week into October. But here we are. So I will see y'all on Wednesday for lots more words, hopefully. And yeah. Don't forget to save. I will see y'all soon. Bye.